Hey, welcome back to my channel. We're doing another mukbang today, and I got Taco Bell because it's that time of the month, and I don't know, I'm procrastinating. So I think this is new, the steak fries, spicy steak fries. And then we got a chalupa supreme. It's pretty full. Looks good. All right. And then we got Diablo sauce. That's my favorite. And they only gave me 2. And I have some Greek yogurt because I like a lot of sour cream. And I like Greek yogurt in place of sour cream. So, do I look tired? Oh well, I am tired. And well, whatever. So, I'm kind of scatterbrained, so I'm not sure if I'm going to post this. I like doing these in one take and then just uploading it without having to edit, because that way it's just easier on me, and I like just letting the content flow. So let's just take a bite. A little bit of Greek yogurt on there. Okay, first bite. That was good. I was hitting the spot. Okay. So, welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Welcome back if you're coming back. My name is Paulina. I'm a nurse, and I'm into paranormal things. I'm into beauty, especially hair. Sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full. Today, I think I want to talk about the haunted apartment I lived in my 20s. And let's try the fries. Let's open it up. Looks pretty good. Okay. They're supposed to be spicy. The fries have this like spicy seasoning on it. They're still warm and crispy. Okay. And we're drinking. Sorry, it's like, doesn't look that appetizing. I made it to drink on the way to the drive-thru and to drink on the way back. So my YouTube feed for some reason was recommending me dirty sodas or soda shops in Utah, Mormon sodas. So apparently they can't drink caffeine. And then instead of going to like the Starbucks drive-thru or getting their coffee fix, they get their sugar fix. Because apparently sugar is holier than caffeine. I don't know. So they basically have soda that they add like lime juice or syrups, and then coffee creamers or half and half or whipping cream or something. And I just thought, damn, that sounds good. So I have Poppi, orange flavored Poppi, prebiotic soda, has apple cider vinegar in it, sweetened with stevia, about 20 something calories per can. I added that over a ton of ice and a couple drops of sweet leaf vanilla flavored stevia drops, the liquid stevia, and then a heavy whipping cream, a splash. Whip it around or mix it around. Oh, so good. It's like a freeze or a float. Orange cream flavor. Oh my God, so good. And it's like way healthier than a traditional dirty soda would be. And yes, we haven't even started on the story, but I'm like too busy eating that. This is hitting the spot, I'm telling you. I'll stop saying I don't eat junk food because apparently I do, like that time of the month, or when I'm like stuck somewhere and I'm hungry. This is messy. It's a tomato. Okay. That was gonna make me go on a tangent about tomatoes, but my friend at work recently told me, I'll just say the tangent anyway. Do you guys know Trisha Paytas? She's on YouTube. She was on OnlyFans. I think she used to be, well, I'm pretty sure she was on TikTok too. I think TikTok's still on. Okay, but the whole point is during the pandemic, she was doing lives, I think on TikTok. People were paying money to throw tomatoes at her. And it was like the funniest shit ever. I just randomly thought of that because a tomato fell on the floor. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, my haunted apartment when I was in this one part of Vegas in my 20s. So let's start. I lived there with a former ex, and it was in a really nice neighborhood. So in that part of town, there's like this golf community, and then there's a retirement community, and it's like kind of more like a nicer neighborhood. And it was this apartment complex in that area, one of the very few. Yeah. I don't remember there being any other apartment complexes. So, when we lived there, I was working mostly while he was going to school, my ex. So, I worked in the service industry, like a swing shift, sort of. And he told me that when I was at work, weird things would happen. Like the bathroom door would slam shut or open on its own. And we had a dog back then. And he said that he would like fall asleep on the couch or something. And then our dog would randomly just jump on his chest and like growl and bark at his face for no reason. And then we had this like floor lamp that was a touch, you know, the lamp, you could touch it and it would be like dull, dim light. Touch it again, it's brighter. Touch it again, it's the brightest. Touch it again, it turns off. So that lamp would just randomly turn on by itself or flash or something. Um, hmm. And one of the things that we thought was kind of weird was there was like this weird stain that would streak down in two places in the apartment. And one would be in the bathroom where like the towel holder is. On that wall, it would be like streaked, kind of like a orangish stain. And you would think like, oh, there should be a logical reason behind it. But no, we couldn't figure out where it was coming from. And then it would also happen like underneath the island in the kitchen. So like this kind of thing, like right here, from the countertop down, the kitchen island on the other side like this, it would be streaks of orange, and we would wash it and it would come back. So there was that. And then what else? Our neighbors would fight like unbelievably a lot, like more than normal. It would be like the neighbors that share our wall in the bedroom, we could hear them fighting. And then I think like one of them worked during the day and then one of them stayed home. The guy stayed home during the day while the girlfriend or whoever went to work. And so at night we would hear them fighting. And it would be like really, really loud. Then during the day, you would hear him home crying his eyes out. It would be like heaving, sobbing, like mourning sort of, you know, kind of like the kind of crying you would do like if you lost your child or something. It was so uncomfortable. Thank God they moved out. So soon after we moved in, that didn't last long because they moved out. And then our upstairs neighbor across the way, once we almost called the cops because he had like a domestic dispute. There was like a single woman that lived across the way too. And I think she might have had like a date come over and it didn't go well because she came out of her apartment screaming. What was she saying? Like, don't you fucking touch me! You know, over and over and over. She ran inside her car. And then, you know, like my ex came out just to check and see that she was okay and that guy left. Yeah, so there was a lot of fighting. And us, like we fought a lot for no reason when we were inside that apartment. So that's another thing. Because, you know, like I worked this swing shift. So I basically worked like until 3 in the morning when I did work. It was kind of like 7 or 9 o'clock to about 3 in the morning. So we had a weird schedule, and I was like in my 20s, and you know, it was easy for me to sleep in. I could sleep until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So because we were irrationally angry ourselves when we were in that apartment, we actually, when I didn't have work, we would spend our times just walking around the neighborhood in the middle of the night. Like we would just walk around at like midnight, 1 in the morning, you know, 5 in the morning sometimes when we had insomnia. But yeah, that's another thing. Like we both admitted it. We both were like, do you ever find that you feel like not right when you're in that apartment? And I'm like, yeah, you too? Uh-huh. So we never really liked to be there physically. We would find any excuse to run errands in the day. And then like most things are closed at night except, you know, it's Vegas. So in Vegas, it's kind of like everything is 24 hours, even grocery stores. But I mean, you can't really go to the grocery store every day. So that's when we decided like, let's just walk around at night all the time and explore. So Because we got irrationally angry when we were physically inside the apartment, we would just walk around the neighborhood all the time. He actually did that too on his own when I would be at work. And he told me that once he was at the top of the hill, so the neighboring residential area was like this private golf course with houses in it, and it's really green, and the sidewalks are very wide, and it's landscaped. So he said that he was up there by himself walking the dog, and then he was like coming back to the apartment, and there was like this old man sitting on a bench, and he told him, "Oh, good thing you're almost home. Hurry up because you're almost home. That's good." So he was just like, "Okay." And then while he was walking, he passed that old man, and then he was just like, "Wait, how does he know I'm almost home?" So he turned around to look at the guy, and he was gone, gone. And there was no way that man could have ran anywhere, not enough for him to, like he would have seen him by the time he turned around. So he was just like, I really think it was like maybe like a guardian angel or like a ghost. So that freaked him out, and he just hurried back home. What else? There was another time when we were walking around at night, sometimes with the dog, sometimes without the dog, but this time it was without the dog. We were in this neighborhood that was all pink clay colored houses, and then it just felt like something wasn't right. Like energetically, everything was too still and too quiet. There was no ambient noise whatsoever. There was no motion, no nothing. It was kind of like this really, really bizarre, empty, stale energy. And both of us are walking around, and we just kind of felt uneasy. And then he was just like, "Is it me, or do you feel kind of weird here?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's really, really freaky here." And he was just like, "Did you just notice that almost every single house on this street, their garage door is open?" And then I realized that, yeah, it was the middle of the night, probably between like 2 and 3 in the morning. And almost every house on that block had their garage door wide open. Every house was dark. There was no movement, no lights on, nothing. And we just looked at each other. And I'm really into paranormal things and true crime. And I think I watched this one paranormal show where they were saying that it's a sign when garage doors are open for no reason or out of the blue or on its own. And then I was just like, let's get out of here. So like we kind of like booked it out of that neighborhood. And also it was weird because we never had seen that neighborhood before. And mind you, anytime I didn't have work, most days out of the week, we would explore the whole neighborhood, and we would walk around everywhere. And we felt like we walked into like a time slip or another dimension or something. And we didn't really remember like how we got into that street. And every time we walked after that, we've never went back to that street again. So there's that story in that area. And then what else? Oh, okay. My freaking Botox. I got a little too much Botox lip flip, so it's kind of hard to drink from a straw. But my lips look good. Okay, one more bite. So the main thing about it was the freaking sleep paralysis. Oh my god. So, okay. I just remember something else too. We didn't like walking on the grounds at this apartment complex because it was huge, huge. And it was nice, but for some reason, I think it's because it's like Vegas. I don't know. It was a nice neighborhood though. And all the other neighboring neighborhoods with the houses didn't have cockroaches, but that complex during the day, it looks so upscale and so nice. But I'm telling you, at night, it was like the ground was moving because it was full of cockroaches, which is why we didn't walk around. One of the reasons why we didn't walk around the complex. Okay, so the sleep paralysis. I stopped sleeping in the bedroom. Number one, because at first I could hear my neighbors fighting before they moved out. Two, I got sleep paralysis when I was in there. It was like that in between awake and asleep. Like you're aware that you're dreaming, you're aware of where you are in the room, but you can't wake up and you can't move, and you feel like something's on your chest, like holding you down so you can't move. That fright, that's what I would feel. And then I would kind of like struggle, like, okay, wake up, wake up, wake up. It's just a dream, wake up. And when I'm like trying to open my eyes, then my eyes would kind of open, and then I would see apparitions. And I don't think it was a dream. I think it was like I was really seeing it because I could see the room, the bedroom that I was in. And I'm like trying to wiggle my fingers. I'm trying to wiggle my fingers or wiggle my toes and like force myself to move and wake up. And I would kind of half open my eyes a little bit. And I would see men's faces, like just the head, no body, just men's faces, silently screaming, and their faces like twisted and in like anguish and pain, like agony, despair. And it would be kind of like look like smoke that's in the shape of a screaming face, and it would be coming towards me. Sometimes it was one, sometimes it was more than one, and that's what would constantly happen when I was sleeping in that bedroom. So I stopped sleeping in that bedroom. I started sleeping on the couch in the living room, and the sleep paralysis and the visions, they just stopped. Okay. It was a nice area, and the rent wasn't bad for the square footage and then the amenities of that apartment. So we stayed there for a long time, like maybe 3 years, 2 or 3 years. So I'm getting to the part, what happened, why we moved out. So one day I was coming home from running errands, and then there was a whole bunch of police cars parked by the main entrance, and not just police cars, but news vans. Not just police cars and news vans, the yellow caution tape. And it was like roping off this apartment complex on the corner, first floor, by the main entrance gates. And you just know that's bad. Just seeing it, you know it's bad. And this was on the news. I don't remember what year this was, probably maybe 2012 or so. But it was basically a double homicide that happened. So I think the kid was around 16 years old. For some reason or another, he got mad and he murdered his mom and his little brother. And they were there in the apartment, and then he fled. They found him actually on the strip eventually, and he got caught. But at the time, I said my ex was going to school, so his classmate also lived in that apartment complex. Obviously, she heard about it, and she was like, "That's it. That's it. I'm moving out." This is the second murder that's happened since I lived here. And we were like, what? Because she lived there longer than we did. And she said in that same apartment complex, this roommate murdered their roommate. So in order to save money anyway, because she was a single mom, she said she was going to move in with her aunt while she finished school. So our lease is going to be up soon. We just moved out too. And it's been a while, so that's kind of all I remember about that apartment. I hope you enjoy the story time. And if you like videos like this, I can do more. Let me know. If you made it this far, I would love it if you subscribed. Cheers. See you in the next one.